Hello everyone, this is Chelsea from Those with Words. Welcome to the channel. Today I'm here to share with you a flip through of my finished insert for my recent New York trip. This project took me about 2.5 weeks to finish. After the trip, I got home at the end of October, and then right now I'm recording this, it's around mid-November. So it took about 2.5 weeks to finish everything from writing, printing photos, decorating some more, adding a couple doodles here and there, etc. And I'm really excited to show you the result. So let's go ahead and get started. The traveler's notebook that I used for this trip is this Tokyo Station brown traveler's notebook. I got this at Tokyo Station in Japan myself when I visited in March of this year, and I'm really excited that I actually got to take this on a trip and mark it up a little bit with some patina. It looks really beautiful. I enjoy this part of owning traveler's notebooks very much, so I am really excited to see it age with me. The particular insert that I used is this Tokyo Station insert. And I decorated the cover with some New York elements because originally this insert was particularly for Tokyo Station, I believe. And I just ended up putting a couple of stickers on the back, and then I cut out this little piece of New York to put in the front, alongside some PET and other sticker bits that I gathered during the trip, like especially this one. I peeled it off of some packaging and I put it here, and I really like how it turned out. So here is the inside cover page, and I decorated this mostly before I left, but I added a couple elements after I got back, like this particular piece right here, but it's mostly the same. And I stamped the final dates here. I took the trip from the 21st to the 28th of October. And right here on the very front page, or the first page of the insert, I did a little stylized writing and I put third visit in 10 years because it's true. I hadn't been to New York in about 5 years. And each time I've been, like the 3 times in 10 years, they've always been for work for some reason. So that's kind of a fun fact. And this time around, I was there for like a team offsite or like a summit. So we gathered from all over the country and internationally, actually, to meet with each other and to discuss some work items. The funny thing about this trip is there's like a little weather forecast I drew here because I truly did not really know how to pack for this trip. The highs were from 58 Fahrenheit all the way to 80 degrees Fahrenheit. So I really didn't know what I should pack. I ended up just packing long sleeves, but then I ended up buying a short sleeve when I was there because it was too warm. Not really complaining though. I was really grateful for the mostly sunny weather that we had, aside from a little bit of rain when we arrived. So it's just some details about my flight here. The first place that we visited was Starbucks Reserve. So we took a red eye, landed in the morning, and then dropped off our stuff and went straight to Starbucks Reserve in New York. And that was really fun. I actually wrote a lot here, and this is kind of a thing with this particular insert. I don't know why, I just have a lot of memories, I guess, that I want to keep track of. So I wrote quite a bit in here. And one fun fact that I remember writing in here is that I wrote the exact same person helped us 3 times during the checkout process. So that was really funny. Like I bought postcards first, and then we got our drinks and pastries. And then afterwards, we got a couple more gift items, and it was the same person helping us all 3 times. And they were really sweet and really jovial. So it was a really pleasant interaction. It was just really funny to me that it was the same person. Dropped by Chelsea Market and took a couple of photos here. And this is from the receipt from this little donut place that we really liked. I did this little thing. I only did the room layout for one of the hotels because I forgot to do it for the other one. But we stayed in two different hotels for the trip, and this was the first one. And I just kind of wrote about my experience of staying there, my short review, if you will, and overall thoughts. And you'll see throughout this journal just kind of a couple of watercolor doodles. Nothing really fancy. It's just for my eyes only, pretty much. So I just did a fun doodle. This is supposed to be a shelf full of Nolty planners at Kinokuniya, and it looks okay, but I can tell what it is, so I tell myself that that's what matters. I also tipped in quite a few things here and there. This particular card is from Raku, which was an udon shop. And I went to the Raku in Soho specifically, and it was really, really yummy. This was the day when we went to Brooklyn, so I used small little calendar pieces here to indicate the days, and then I just like ended up writing the heading like so. And then had a really delicious meal at this restaurant called Wen. And I just wrote about, you know, the changing colors of the leaves. And I had this little piece of paper right here from a larger calendar that I have. So I thought, perfect, I'm going to put this here. This is one of the things that I brought with me on this trip. And then I got to go to Yoseka Stationery, which I included some clips of in my last video, or 2 videos ago actually, but I'll link that down below. And I dedicated 4 pages to Yoseka. Some of these stickers I had received as part of the pre-order gift for the home sailor pen. And I figured this is like the perfect place to use them, so I just put that there. And then I also drew a couple of doodles about which items that I got from the shop. And then I also have the partner shop stamp right here. I stamped it separately on a different piece of paper, and then I put it in here. And this sticker was also part of the pre-order gift. And it's so beautiful. And this is Greenpoint, New York. So I thought, great. So I actually placed this here before I left for the trip. Some more food, and I love when stickers come off like this, just so pristine and perfect. So this is actually from the same bakery. This is Magnolia Bakery, and this was off of their pudding cup. And then this one right here was from their other packaging. So I have 2 of those because the stickers were perfectly removable. I also used a couple of these pockets from Traveler's Company. So this is actually from the chopsticks at Ichira. And I put this in here alongside the business card because why not? I just wanted some extra ephemera in there. Did some shopping at Fifth Avenue, and then I decided to doodle the Uniqlo logo and the Fifth Avenue sign. And then I drew a little drink here that I got. This was like a yuzu drink. It was really yummy. We went to a Singaporean hawker center and the food was amazing. This particular drink from here was amazing. They only have their branches in Singapore and New York City. So that was really fun to try. This was actually work day number 1 officially. Well, actually, this was summit day number 1. I actually worked on Monday as well, the previous day. So from Monday to Wednesday, I worked full days. It's just that Tuesday and Wednesday were actually the work summits. And I thought this calendar image, again, that I tore off was like a perfect representation of like all of the things that we shared. You know, we shared the good things that we all worked on this year, but there were definitely also some pain points. So we shared those as well. So I put that there in the middle. And then this was summit day 2. Day 1, I only have 2 pages for because the whole day I worked. And then dinner was with my coworkers as well. And then day 2, I think, is pretty short too because we got a little tour. And then here I dedicated 2 spreads because I actually got to meet up with a friend, Annie, and we had dinner and ice cream, and I kind of doodled what we ate, mostly because I was so busy chatting and catching up that I forgot to take photos of any of the food that we ate at dinner. And I didn't realize this until way afterwards when I was kind of working in the travel journal, looking for photos to print. And then I was like, oh no, I didn't take any photos of the food. But I guess that's a good thing. I was more focused on the conversation. And then this is the following day on Thursday. I really, really enjoyed Culture Espresso, not just for their coffee, but for their cookies. They're really, really good. And I would 100% go back here if I got a chance to go to New York again. And then we had this Korean place. This was Annie's recommendation. Actually, so many restaurants in here are Annie's recommendation. So thank you, Annie, for the amazing food recs because I had a great time at all of these places. And this is 돼지국밥, which is a very authentic Korean dish, and I really enjoyed it here. It was nice and simple, just like 2 little side things there, and it was very hearty. And this is another quick review of the second hotel that we stayed at, which I overall liked better, but the bed at the second hotel was right up against the door, which I guess isn't super unusual, considering not a lot of hotels in New York have big rooms just because of the limited space. But the amenities were pretty modern, so I liked it here. This is a spread dedicated to Central Park. We only did a little bit here. Central Park is enormous, and we didn't even get to go to some of the upper parts. That's why I only tore off this part of the map where we hung around. And of course, with the autumn foliage, I wanted to get a photo of my traveler's notebook, so that is what I did here. And it's a little bit more shopping. I had never been to this store before, and this particular one, and they had tons of toys and everything there. And we got some souvenirs from here for family, so that was really fun. And then I have been to the Nintendo store before, but I didn't realize they had a Pikachu Statue of Liberty. And what I really like about it is the torch is Litwick, which is like a candle Pokemon. So I thought it was such a cute touch. And I don't know, it was really detailed. I did not end up getting it because it would have taken up too much room in the luggage, but I thought it was cute. So I took a photo of it and wrote about it instead. Had some delicious katsu curry dinner. And then the following day, we had lunch at Momofuku. This day was when we hung out in Lower East Side for the most part. And I got to go to Nico Neko. I took this off of their packaging because I got a couple small things from the shop. And then I used this business card holder again for their particular card that I grabbed at the front. And I did some more small doodles here. I did not end up drawing the actual designs of the postcards and the stickers because that would get really complicated, and I don't have that much eye for detail when it comes to painting, but I just kind of pointed to it and said, like, these are the things that I got. And then here are a couple more things that we tried, some coffee, some ice cream. And then we actually went to look at these 2 bridges, and it was a really beautiful skyline that day. The weather was really nice, and it was perfect for walking around. So we didn't go on any of the bridges, my spouse and I, but we just looked at these 2 together. One thing I will say is that my spouse and I went to New York together, and he and I ended up working the exact same days. So he actually worked from a separate office of his own company. They had an office in New York as well. So he worked there for 3 days, and then I was with, my coworkers at our office for 3 days. So it actually ended up working out really well. And then we ended up taking off the 2 days, Thursday and Friday. So that's where we did all of this stuff. And then we had a quick stop at this really cute Korean cafe where I got not one, but two stickers. I asked for stickers and they gave me two. So I was like, I'm going to use both. And then we ended up getting dinner at Shabu Shabu Mayuman, which was our like big treat ourselves dinner for this trip. We usually have one or two really nice meals if we can during a trip. Very lucky to be able to do that. And this place just had so many amazing dishes, and I couldn't fit all the photos into a spread. So what I ended up doing was I printed everything and then I just cut around it. These are actually originally rectangular photos, but I just cut around the plate or the bowl. And then that way they could all fit onto one page. I also saved the menu. I asked them if I could take it. And I'm just kind of like highlighting some of the dishes that I really liked and pointing to the photos, which I thought was a really fun way to document it. And then this is actually the last day when we went back to Culture Espresso and got cookies to go. And we also stopped by this coffee place, Birch Coffee. And then they didn't really have a business card, but they had this big, this is actually a coupon, which we weren't able to use, but I just decided to stick it in here like this anyway. Had our New York bagel right here, which was really good. And then I just kind of wrote a lot about the trip to the airport, which took quite a while actually. I expected as much, this was a Saturday, so I knew there was going to be some traffic just going to the airport. Actually, I think there's just always traffic going and coming from JFK airport, but I digress. So yeah, we got there earlier, like noticeably earlier, but I had no complaints. I just kind of sat down and charged my phone. We got to check in our luggage for free because they said the flight was pretty full. So they offered that at the desk, which was really nice. And on the way home, I actually worked on this journal quite a bit. I was doodling. I couldn't really write because there was a lot of turbulence, but I was doing a lot more decorating in these pages. And it was just like full out with all my stuff and on the little plain desk. And I think somebody waiting in the aisle for the bathroom was kind of like looking at what I was doing, and I didn't really notice until my spouse told me afterwards. He's like, oh, there was a person like looking at your journal and they looked really curious. I was like, oh, I didn't know that. And then I got home and realized that I didn't really make a spread of any of our photos together. So I just did like a travel buddies spread with me and my spouse and all of the selfies that we took on this trip. And I just kind of like briefly wrote out where we were for these photos. And then the very last page, I didn't really write anything. I just did like a little collage. Yeah, I don't know. I had this particular sticker left over, and I just had like a couple other things that were somewhat left in like my sticker folders. And then I took this sticker insert with me. And I used up most of the stuff that I have in here, but not everything. And so I ended up putting like this one is from there. This one is from the sticker release paper folder, or insert, I should say. So I tried to use up as much as I could from here into the very last page. And that is the end of my travel journal flip through. I hope you enjoyed it. I know this one was a little bit brief, but I really enjoyed chatting through and sharing my pages with you all. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next one. Take care. Bye.